Hello everybody, today I'll be talking about my favorite fragrances from the house of Zoologist. The house of Zoologist, actually I was just watching videos on YouTube, and one of the reviewers was talking about the new releases from this house, and I was actually drawn to the pictures that are on the packaging, the beautiful artwork, and I never heard about this brand. I was really relatively new in the world of fragrances, and I just thought that the artwork looks really gorgeous, so I started googling this house, and I was really surprised that they actually shipped to my country, and I ordered a few samples. Now, my first ever fragrance I smelled from this house is actually Bat, and I posted on Facebook asking what people thought about the House of Zoologist and whether I should try it or not, and many people warned me about Bat. They said that it is too complex, it might be unpleasant, and I should try Panda or Hummingbird or other fragrances. But for some reason the artwork of Bat and the note combination just really drew me in, so I sprayed it on my hand, and immediately I was very surprised by the fact that I really love the smell, and I was waiting for it to become really unpleasant, but it never did. Actually, this fragrance continued to develop on my skin, and it became more and more beautiful as time went on. And this is the first fragrance I decided to buy, and lucky I did, because unfortunately it got discontinued in this formulation, so you cannot buy it anymore unless somebody sells their own, and not that many people sell it, because I think most people who actually purchase a full bottle really love and appreciate the scent. I'm not going to talk about I'm not going to give in-depth reviews about each one in this video. I'll just be showing my favorites and why I love them, because it will be, I don't actually, the truth is I don't have enough memory at the moment on my phone, so it might be a really long video if I really talk about each and every one of them, because I have a lot of things to say about this house and about each and every one of these fragrances, but not today. Anyway, so that was the first fragrance I purchased full size, and it is still my favorite fragrance from the House of Zoologist. By the way, I'm not ranking them in specific order, because besides Bat, I think it would be impossible for me, because I love all of them pretty much the same. So the next one I purchased is Civet, and Civet, actually also I got warned about the smell of this one, but it very quickly became my favorite from the moment I sprayed the sample on my skin, and to this day I especially love it during the summer, because on me it's a white floral coffee scent. It's really complex. What I especially love about Civet is that it is continuously develops, similar to Bat. It develops during the day, and I never get bored with it, meaning that every hour or 2 hours it smells completely different on my skin, and it gives me something new, something exciting to experience. And I love this scent all through the stages of its development, and I think it's beautiful. For some reason, when I wear it on my vacations abroad, it smells less nice. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the weather, but I really love it, and in the summer I wear it all the time. In the winter I just have so many other fragrances I like to wear. It's not that I don't like it during the winter, it just for some reason especially drawn to it in the summer. And I think it's really beautiful fragrance. I think it's pretty underrated in this house, but of course Zoologist is not for everybody, and each scent in this house is pretty unique, so you got to love this combination of notes and the way they play out during the time of wear. The third one will not surprise anybody. It's Camel. It's very popular fragrance in this house. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's gorgeous oriental fragrance. It's slightly animalic on my skin. I think it's my favorite oriental scent. For some reason I really love it during the summer as well. I know orientals are considered a winter fragrance, but for me, I don't know, the smell of kind of desert and hot sun gives me association with summer, with really summer days, and for some reason I wear it a lot during the summer and less during the winter. But I think it's a perfect winter scent as well. just my own preference or association with it. I think it's one of the most beautiful and not mass appealing fragrances, but a fragrance that many people will like, as opposed to bat and civet, which are a bit more niche in a sense that you have to like the unique combination of the notes in those fragrances, because they have it's really hard to define them. They have a category of their own, meaning that they are not, I cannot think of any specific category of scents that can be described, that can describe civet and bat. As with Camel, it's really oriental fragrance, and it's more similar to other fragrances people like, so I think it's easier to wear for most people than bat and civet. So this is Camel. I'm not sure why it's loose. Yeah, it's a bit loose. I hope it will never get discontinued, because I can see myself finishing this up. Even though I own a lot of fragrances, I tend to reach for this one a lot, and I think it's, like I said, it's it's my favorite oriental fragrance I own. It's the more complex and slightly animalic, which I really love, and I think it's a beautiful scent. Another one I have, but I wanna give to my friend, is actually the Dodo. I really like Dodo. I enjoy it a few times, but for some reason, although I like the scent, I'm not in love with it. And because I have so many fragrances, I'm not gonna keep a fragrance I love but not love. So I have a friend who actually loves this one, so I'm gonna gift it to her when I see her. And I think it's a beautiful twist on fougere fragrances. I think it's very pleasant, but unfortunately I just don't enjoy wearing this one as much as I enjoy wearing my other fragrances, so this is not gonna be staying in my collection, but I still think it's one of the best, in my opinion, in the house of Zoologist. But of course I'm talking about my own taste, and I don't usually enjoy green fragrances, for example, or a bit more challenging fragrances like T-Rex is a bit too much for me personally. So obviously I'm talking about my own preferences here. And last one, B. B is, I think most people got to know the house of Zoologist because of these fragrances. It's really hyped right now. I was sure I'm gonna hate this one because it's gourmand, it's sweet, and I was sure I actually hate gourmands. That was my impression of my own taste before I actually got to smell this one. When my friend got a sample of B and he described the scent, I was sure I'm not gonna like this one, I'm gonna skip it. But from the second this one touched my skin, it was love of from the first sniff. And even more than that is that I actually opened up to gourmands, and I purchased several more bottles that have honey in them, because I really like this one, and I discovered I really love honey in my fragrances. I didn't know it before I tried B. I think B is a beautiful scent. It's a really happy perfume. I love wearing it. I mean, if I could wear one fragrance for the rest of my life, and there is a big chance that I would choose B, because I simply cannot imagine myself without wearing B at least once a week. And I can definitely wear it every day if I did not have other fragrances I want to wear. So B is, I think it's a masterpiece from the house of Zoologist. I think it's different in the sense that it's not as complex, in my opinion, as bat and civet and even camel, for example. But I think it doesn't, even though it's not as complex, it's still really, really good and enjoyable. And I don't have to have a complex fragrance for me to enjoy it. So I think that even though B tends to stay pretty linear on my skin, not completely linear, it still has a dry down, but it's more linear than other Zoologist fragrances on me. So it's different in a sense of complexity, but I'm fine with it, because not every day I want to be intellectually challenged by a fragrance. So I really do enjoy B, and I really enjoy wearing it. So these are my favorite fragrances from the house of Zoologist. I know that, and it's not Okay, I will start over. I know it's not a secret anymore that the next fragrance will probably be Sloth from the House of Zoologist. I had the great pleasure of trying the sample of it, and I think I will be purchasing this fragrance when it comes out. I really enjoyed it, and if you want me to talk about it a little bit more, I will be happy to do it, even though I don't own it quite yet. So these were my favorite fragrances from the House of Zoologist. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye!